What's up, boys? Today we're going to be going through 5 basic obstacle tricks on your wakeboard for you sexy beginners out there. So this video is for you guys who've just learned your first few obstacles and you're looking for some easy tricks, basic tricks to learn on these obstacles. So we're going to go for 5 tricks. They're not in any particular order of difficulty. I would say they're all very similar to each other difficulty wise, and they're all tricks that you could learn quite easily without even falling, just by kind of going step by step that we'll go through in this tutorial. And you could figure these out very quick and start having a lot of fun on these basic obstacles. The 2 obstacles we're going to be focusing on mainly today are the rainbow and the box, because those are the type of features that people usually learn as their first obstacles. They're the widest, they're the most basic, and the easiest to learn these kind of tricks on when you're first starting out. And then we'll take these tricks to some more advanced obstacles to see where you can take them once you're already comfortable doing them on easy obstacles. So we're gonna hop on the water right now. Make sure to stay tuned for trick number 5, because that will be the funnest one of this whole tutorial. It's my favorite trick to do when I'm messing around, so stay tuned for trick number 5. So just before we get on the water, boys, make sure to go subscribe, go like the sexy like button, and comment down below what kind of tutorials you guys want in the future. I've been making a bunch lately. You guys have really been loving them and showing me a lot of love on them, which I really appreciate. So as long as you guys are showing me love on the tutorials, I'm gonna keep making a few. But I will be going back to Europe very soon, in about the next 2 weeks. So once we're there, we'll kind of get back into the more travel vloggy type of videos. All right, boys, so the first trick we're gonna be talking about today is probably the first trick you should learn when you've just learned to ride up an obstacle, and that is to go board slide. So it's basically when you ride up the obstacle and instead of being straight 50-50, you turn sideways to board slide. Just whoop. Now the easiest way to do this is to ride up the obstacle, and once you're stable, to pretty much imagine a football in front of your back foot, and to just give it like a slight kick. Have your elbow kind of close to your hip area, handle nicely locked, and once you get up, just small kick with the back leg. All right, so let's say you just learned to go up the tabletop, the box, and now you're ready to try your first trick. You're gonna come in pretty straight, let go of your backhand, ride up, kick that leg forward, and then to bring it back, you just kick your heel back, a little pull into your hip. Now if you're like me, when I started off wakeboarding and my first obstacle was the tabletop, I was coming in toe side. So toe side is called a front lip, but it's basically the same technique. I'm gonna show you guys right now on the rainbow feature. I remember when I first learned it was the funnest trick ever. For some reason, just the difference of going 50-50 and then now going sideways was so much fun. And for a while, it was my favorite trick to do. All right, so if you're coming in on your toes, same thing. Stay nicely bent. When you're comfortable, kick that leg forward, kick it back. Keep the arm locked the whole way through. And it's a very simple trick to learn. You can start off kind of going in between 50-50 and a little bit board slide. And then each lap, work your way around more until you're fully in board slide. And then all you gotta do, boom, is pull it back. So once you're comfortable doing your board slides on a bigger box, try find something skinnier like this, for example, and just do exactly what I taught you over there on that slightly skinnier rail. All right, so now that we got the most basic obstacle trick out of the way, the second trick for you guys today is to learn your presses. So tail press and nose press. I can't show you a nose press underwater, otherwise I'm gonna take a big nose edge. So we're gonna start with the tail press, which I think is slightly easier to get into because you're leaning back, kind of using the rope to stop you from falling back, and I think it always is a little scarier to lean forward than it is to lean backwards. All right, so for the tail press, once you get on the obstacle, you're pretty much gonna wanna push in all the weight into your back leg and pull that front leg upwards. So you come in, all the weight into the back leg, pull that front leg up, and then just ride off the feature as if you were riding off normally. So when you're doing the tail press, you want to feel like you're pushing at least 70% of your weight into the back foot, and you really want to feel that the front foot is really getting pulled up so that your toes and the top part of your foot is like against the top of your binding, and you're really pulling that up while you're pushing your weight into the back leg, and you're holding that rope nice and tight, the handle. You're holding the handle nice and tight, nicely locked in to stop you from falling back. Now for the nose press, it's the same thing, except you're gonna put all your weight into that front leg, push down on the front leg, and lift the back leg. So you're pushing in the front leg and lifting that back leg up. Now same thing with the nose press or tail press. When it's easy on that wide box, find something slightly skinnier and just ride up, whoop, and do exactly the same thing you did, just transfer it onto that slightly skinnier obstacle. With both these tricks, it's always good to start putting a little bit of weight on your back leg when you're doing the tail press, and then each lap, as you're getting comfortable, to put more and more and more. And same thing with the nose press. Start by just putting a little bit of weight on that front leg, then the next lap lifting the back leg up a bit, and then the more you get comfortable, the more you can get into the press. All right guys, so trick number 3, one of my favorite tricks to do, which is the back lip. I'm gonna show you guys how to do it on your heel side and on your toe side, depending on whether you're hitting your first obstacles on your toe side or on your heel side. And this one is a little scary to learn in the beginning, so I'm gonna show you guys the first step and then how to work on from there to doing a proper back lip. So for the back lip, very similar to the board slide where I said to kick that back leg forward as if there was a football. Now you're gonna kick that back leg backwards with your heel, boom, as if there was a football behind you. Now the first time you try it, give a little kick and kind of be in between 50-50 and back lip, somewhere in the middle, and just get there, get comfortable to spinning, start spinning backwards, just to get the feeling. Now when that becomes easy for you, you're gonna wanna kick it all the way. So kick that back leg back, and then a very important thing is as you're kicking your back leg backwards, to just slightly bring the handle towards your butt, and that'll help you from falling forward. Keeping that front arm tight and bringing it towards your butt is what's gonna stop you from falling forward and keeping you balanced. So if you're doing it on your toe side, it's called a front board. I don't know why, because you're sliding backwards, but instead of kicking that back leg backwards, you're gonna be kicking that front leg forwards. So imagine there's a football right in front of your front foot, and you're just gonna kick that forwards. So you come into your obstacle, once you get on front leg, boom, kick it forwards, handle just by your butt, and then bring your legs back over once you're coming off the obstacle. So once you're getting comfortable sliding backwards in your back lip or front board position, a cool feature to practice this trick on to improve it is to find something like this where there's a little drop down, and to just ride straight through the first part of the feature, and on that drop down, kick the leg over and try landing back lip. And that'll be a good way to help control your back lip, because you're doing it all in one movement and landing backwards. So you're gonna stop yourself from slipping out, and that's all with that hand. So as long as you're keeping that arm locked close to your butt, that'll stop you from slipping forwards. All right, boys, trick number 4, which is maybe the most advanced of these 5 tricks today, is 360 on the obstacle. So that's gonna be a front side 360 or a back side 360, whichever direction you prefer to spin. So I'll show you on the left side back side and on the right side front side. A great place to start learning 360s is actually right here on the water, to get comfortable doing the handle pass. So for the 360, you wanna pull with 2 hands into your hip, and then behind your back, you wanna almost imagine that you're clapping your hands behind your back, so bringing the handle from your front hand to your back hand. So big pull, bring the handle into each other, look over the shoulder, and then once you pass the handle, it'll bring you all the way around. For the front side 360, it's slightly different. You're gonna bring it with 2 hands and do the first 180 because you're bringing it into your other hip, and then same thing, you wanna with your front hand and back hand kind of clap them behind your back, pass the handle, look over the shoulder, and that'll bring you around. So once the backside 360 becomes easy and you can kind of do it all in one movement on the water, then I'd say you're ready to do it on the obstacle, because on the obstacle you have a limited amount of time, so you should be comfortable with the handle pass. So come in with your arms out, strong pull into your back, look over the shoulder, and finish off the rotation. As soon as you have that handle pass and you've passed it, that's what's gonna whip you around. So the handle pass and looking over the shoulder is very crucial for this trick to happen. Now same with the front side 360. If that's your preferred way of spinning and it's easy to do it all in one movement on the water, you understand the handle pass, you understand where to look over your shoulder. Same thing, arms a bit further out when you're edging into the rail. Strong pull, look over the shoulder, past that handle, and just spin. Now when spinning on the obstacles becomes easy for you, I would say the mini kicker could be your next step. It's the same thing, except here really got to do it all in one movement. On the water, you have the time to mess around a bit. You're here, ooh, do I want to pass the handle? Okay, I'll pass it. On the rail or on the obstacle, you have a bit less time, because once the rail ends, you should have already finished your spin. But then on the kicker, you have only about 1 or 2 seconds in the air, so it has to be all done in one movement. So I would actually recommend to learn a 720 on an obstacle, where you pull once, pull again, before doing a 360 off a small kicker or a big kicker. Just that way you really understand how to pass the handle and how to spin, and you can do it fairly fast, so that it becomes much easier to do it when you're trying it off the kicker and you have a very short time. So trick number 5, this is my favorite trick to do when I'm messing around, and this is a cool trick when you want to show off to your friends that you're bringing over to the wake park. And trick number 5 is the butt slide. Woohoo! To be honest, the butt slide might be the easiest trick that I'll be teaching you guys today. It just might be intimidating because you're sliding on your butt, but you gotta trust me, this one doesn't hurt and it's so much fun. So when you're doing the butt slide, you wanna come into the obstacle, nice soft edge, one hand, and come in very low. Your legs very bent, and as soon as you get on, just sit and let the board come out in front of you. So I'm gonna show you guys one more time, but on my right foot this time for any of my goofy riders. Make sure you're coming into the obstacle. Start with 2 hands, then 1 hand, legs very, very bent, and then just sit and kind of straighten your legs. And then when you get to the obstacle, kick those legs back under you, and while you're doing that, a strong pull into your hip to bring the legs back under you and to not fall on your butt. All right, so let's go for a fun little challenge for you guys who want to push yourself. Let's try put all the tricks together in one line. So we're gonna go board slide on the rooftop, backlip on the way down. Over here we're gonna do a tail press. Whoop! All right, now we're gonna go for a backside 360. Woo! Shit, and I forgot about the butt slide, so let's go right here. Whoop-a! Whoop-la! Woohoo! Nice and smooth. Whew, so there you have it, boys. 5 obstacle tricks that are quite basic and very beginner friendly. And the cool thing about these tricks is that you can learn them without falling. Obviously, yes, it is possible that you're falling, and that's all part of the process, and there's nothing wrong with falling. But I mean, the board slide, if you're taking it step by step and you're going a little bit and a little bit more, for the back lip a little bit more, the nose press and tail press, same thing, where you put maybe 50% of your weight, 60%, 70, and you kind of take them all step by step. These are all tricks that you could just ride laps and just session 1 rail and say, okay, the next 10 laps I'm only working on a back lip on the box. The next session you say, the next 10 laps I'm only doing a nose press and a tail press. And these tricks are great because you can just ride around and you're not falling and swimming back and feeling like you're having a shitty session, because you're just kind of improving each lap. And that's the fun part, is because you're improving each lap, you're kind of getting more and more stoked each lap. And the cool thing also with these tricks is they're quite basic tricks that you can then use in the future to do bigger tricks, like a transfer to back lip, or a transfer 270, or a transfer 360 to nose press. These tricks will just apply to harder tricks in the future. So boys, that's a wrap for this week's sexy tutorial. I hope you guys enjoyed it, and I hope this helps you out. Please let me know in the comments what kind of tutorials you guys want in the future, and we're gonna wrap it up right there. So I'll see you guys in a few days with a new video. Please subscribe if you're not already. I really want to hit 20K by the end of the year. Go like the video, and see you guys in the next video. Woo!